guys, it's Britt. Today we're here to talk about the Dougherty dozen. I have a little update, new thoughts on an older video to do with this whole debacle with the sandwiches. I'm just going to continue to, I guess I'll just call this the finale as I close out my thoughts. I know a lot of y'all wanted to talk about this, so we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about her recent grocery haul and just some other things while I do a little skincare. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so it has been such a long week. I was actually pretty busy this week, and I'm so glad that it's the weekend, alas. So either way, let me put on some lip balm, and I will tell you guys what we're going to talk about. We're just going to start from the top. I want to give you a recap of what Alicia said herself back during the 1,000,000 subscriber celebration, where she was going to give back to her community because her family had been so blessed in the finance department as far as the type of year that they had on 2022 on social media. It was very lucrative. That's when they really started to rake in the big bucks. And despite raking in the big bucks, that's also when she started to receive a lot of negative feedback and criticism. People started to kind of, identify some of the issues that she was posting publicly. And the Reddit kind of took off in 2022. A lot of people that were with her in maybe the beginning of the year, by the end of the year, had kind of switched sides, if that's what you want to call it. But people are not here for these family vloggers who are building these empires and businesses off of the backs of their children by oversharing and then flexing on subscribers. It's been done before, and in my opinion, I think that people have a much shorter fuse for it in current day. So good luck with that. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. But I don't think that your success is going to be very long term. And that is just my opinion based off of all of the other family vloggers that I have seen kind of go to the top and then quickly fall down because people are over it. They're sick of the shit, sick of the nonsense, and they're not here for it. She put out a video right after Christmas, and in the video she said that they have put together these bags, which I've already talked about them sharing the names of the unhoused teens, how it was a privacy violation. I've already covered that. But she did say that she was working with 2 shelters. Then she was going to seek out unhoused people on the street. And one of the shelters that she was going to was the House of Mercy in Rochester, New York. She shared that they have around 75 guests per night. And she did a drop off there, and then she was going to drive around and donate to people that were on the street.
I'm going to start at one shelter and then go to another one, and then the rest are going to, there's just a lot of homeless population on the street, so we will seek them out. Okay, I just got to the first shelter. I've been in contact with them for a month or so. They have up to about 75 guests per night. On top of the bags, we also wanted to make a monetary donation to the House of Mercy as well. The person at the House of Mercy told me that the open door mission also needed donations, so that is where I headed next to drop off more bags and make a monetary donation. After that, I drove around the city and found people that were homeless and gave them bags.
Now, first things first, you guys are welcome to believe whatever it is that you want to believe from anyone that I talk about. If they say grass is purple and that's what you want to believe, that's your decision. But for me, as soon as I heard Alicia say that she was going to be giving items to people on the street, in my opinion, that is a big old lie. Alicia Dougherty has made very public that she is antisocial. She has social anxiety. She doesn't like to, go out and meet new people. And that is okay. But if you're going to share that as part of your personality and talk about it on a consistent basis. Don't expect people to believe you when you claim that you're going to literally approach an unhoused person and give them this, bag that you have made up of an unhygienic sandwich, a candy cane, and whatever else you wanted to put in there, Pringles or whatever was in it. Because you have made it very clear that you're not comfortable in social positions. So what would make anyone think that you're going to literally walk up to someone who is homeless and give them a bag? I'm not going to fall for it, and that's just my opinion. Now, when it comes to the organization, the House of Mercy, they have one of their facilities in Rochester, New York. And Alicia did vlog the outside of the building when she got there. And then she said that she had been talking to someone there, and that's how she figured out that they had around 75 guests per night. Well, as social media tends to do, when you're talking about something like donations, people appreciate 100% transparency when it comes to a YouTuber influencer claiming that they're making a monetary donation, a food donation, a clothing donation. I do think that, a lot of things are your business, but when we're talking about donating, that is something that requires 100% transparency. And transparency is not what Alicia did, just like a lot of other YouTubers have done historically. And when you're not being fully transparent, people are going to figure out the truth. And that's exactly what happened. So I was sent a screenshot of a conversation. I believe it was on Instagram. And somebody, no clue who, reached out to the House of Mercy. They mentioned Alicia Dougherty, and the House of Mercy shared with this person exactly what I had said the entire time. Due to my time and my, small bit of experience having volunteered at my local homeless shelter, they don't accept sandwiches made by, Sally Sue and her kids at home. That is not how these places operate. They would much prefer you drop off food that is a big thing of lunch meat, a bunch of bread, a bunch of cheese, a bunch of crackers, a bunch of cookies. You don't need to put your paws on the food in order to make it. Allow the people to make it, because guess what? Their kitchen is sanitary and they have workers who are actually following all the food safety guidelines in order to prepare this food before it goes to the residents. Alicia does not follow food safety guidelines. She decided to take these items that were sent to her from Dietz and Watson, instead of following the directions and dropping it off at the shelter with other items, unopened, not tampered with, not touched. She decided that she wanted to make a TikTok because she knew that TikTok would get a lot of views and get a lot of people talking, as it did. So go ahead and pat yourself on the back for having another TikTok that got tons of views and tons of engagement for you to line your bank account and your pockets, but you aborted the mission. The mission was to give back to your community. The mission was to take these items that were sent to you, go ahead and drop them at the shelter. Nobody wants to see all of this bread laid out on your dirty dining room table. You're not wearing gloves. You're not wearing a hairnet. Your dining room is not a sanitary food preparation station. Go ahead and just give it to the shelter. When it comes to these shelters, it is a very well-known rule across the board that mayo and other types of condiments don't usually age very well. And if they are going out to people in the community, if you're giving someone a sandwich that has mayo on it versus a sandwich that doesn't have mayo on it, guess which sandwich is going to have a longer, I guess I would call it, shelf life? The sandwich with no mayo. This is not even a situation for me to jump up and down and say, I was right, I was right, I was right. That's not what this is at all. But I want to make it very clear that when I come on a video and I say, this is a common rule that is usually followed by most organizations, I'm not just pulling that out of thin air to be anti-Dougherty dozen. I can go without saying that and just share my opinion. I said that because it was a well-known rule that a lot of organizations follow. They don't want unsanitary sandwiches from Sally Sue's kitchen. They would rather just have the item so that they can prepare it and they can follow their food safety guidelines and make sure that residents are not getting dog hair, people hair, dust, dander in the food that they're eating. I think that that is a pretty simple thing to reconcile. But either way, that's the whole thing with the sandwiches. I didn't believe for a second that she was going out and handing things to people on the street. So for me, that was not even in the realm of possibilities. And those Dougherty Dozen fans that believed that Alicia Dougherty was going to park her van and approach random people on the street and give them a bag, I would say that you're pretty naive. And being naive is not always a bad thing, but when you are shown the other side of it, the problem comes in when you want to deny facts and evidence and continue to stan your favorite mommy vlogger on TikTok. So when the House of Mercy responded to this person to say that they had no clue who Alicia Dougherty was and they would not accept these pre-made sandwiches, I've heard people on both sides of the argument, as always, when it comes to these kind of debacles on the internet. Some people say, oh, well, the House of Mercy should not have been contacted. Whoever that was in the wrong. And then other people say that transparency is key. I am going to always be on the side of transparency is key when it comes to these donation type situations. Whether it's a cash donation, whatever it is that you're donating, there has to be, like, just be honest about it. I think that we've lost the ability to, and I don't want to say everybody, but I see so often people just lie. They lie to make themselves look better. They lie to hide things from their audience. They lie to prop themselves up on a pedestal. They lie to be fake spokespeople for certain messages. And all of them end up getting exposed. It's only a matter of time. But as far as this person contacting the House of Mercy, I have no problem with it. And that is my personal take on it. I'm not saying that everybody needs to think like me, but you literally have a woman who said that she took sandwiches to the shelter and then she also passed things out to random homeless people on the street. And in my opinion, the evidence shows otherwise. I don't appreciate being lied to. If you're okay with it, that's your journey. It's not mine. In her video, I also noticed when I went back to review it, she also shared how she made 2 monetary donations in the amount of $1,000. And she said that going forward, they were going to keep this going.
Okay, I'm going to head home. Sorry I didn't record more of the actual donating and just pretty much the making up of the donating. I guess if I were homeless, I wouldn't want to be filmed. So I think that it was successful. At least as a perspective builder for my kids, which is what I was hoping, because they're pretty spoiled. Not spoiled rotten, just spoiled blessed. And I think for them to realize that some people will be spending Christmas not in-house, not in bed, not with heat, not with food. You know, it's kind of one of those things that's so easy to look away and pretend it doesn't exist. But there's a large population here in Rochester of homeless people. So thank you. Because we couldn't have done this without you. all of this. It's pretty amazing. Our New Year's resolution as a family is to spread more love and kindness and continue to give back on a regular basis. So we have decided that in the new year, every month we are going to create a fundraiser for a different organization that is meaningful to us, and that we will donate match up to $2,500 a month to that organization. For January, we are doing the MK Gandhi Institute for Nonviolence. You can find that in our website, doughertydozen.com.
And I have checked in on the Dougherty Dozen a few times over the month of January, and I don't see Alicia constantly promoting this good deed that they are supposed to be doing to give back to people. If you're going to say that you're going to give donation and match donation and you're giving back and doing all the good things, I would think that it would be mentioned, maybe not in every video, but definitely on somewhat of a consistent basis, in order to remind people, hey, we're matching donations. We are trying to give back, and we want to spread awareness about these amazing organizations that we're donating to. And if y'all donate, we're going to match the donation. Let's raise awareness. I hear zip not a nothing from Alicia. It's a bunch of Valentine's floats and spending money and doing quirky TikToks. I don't see her spreading awareness, and that is just my perspective as a viewer. One other thing that I noticed in her video when I was watching it is that she said that it's easy to pretend that homelessness does not exist in their area. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't think that it's easy to pretend that it doesn't exist, especially if it's on the scale that she says that it's on in Rochester. I think that you would have to be going out of your way to not notice all of the homeless people that are sleeping on the streets, especially when you are leaving your house as often as Alicia is, constantly going to Target, constantly going to Sam's Club, Costco, whatever she does, grocery store, Wegmans, and all of the other errands that she does. How hard are you trying to act like it doesn't exist? Because I notice things every single day. And I've never thought, oh, it's easy to act like homelessness doesn't exist. I am very in tune with my surroundings. I notice people. I have compassion for people. And if I was in a wealthy position, there are so many things that I wish that I could give to these people that are unhoused. And that's also why it pisses me off when YouTubers want to come out and mislead and lie to their audiences. A little white lie once in a while, we've all been guilty of it. But if you are able to come on and literally lie about something on this big of a scale, I think that you are a piece of garbage. As far as your personality goes, I think that is garbage behavior. And I would never be able to literally shut my eyes at night knowing that I lied or even told some half-truths about giving back to people who literally do not have a house. The next thing I want to talk about for just a couple of minutes is her recent grocery haul. I did watch some parts of that, and I had some thoughts I wanted to just throw in this video. Here's the thing, guys. Like, she spent $1,300 at Wegmans again, which is nothing for her. This is literally a piece of chump change to Alicia Dougherty. When I see her buying this amount and spending this amount at Wegmans, and then I see for her year-end 1 million celebration, she wants to donate $1,000 to 2 charities. To me, the math doesn't math on that. And I think that it's a great start. But let's be honest, the numbers have been shown of how much she approximately makes. And even once we're considering taxes being taken out and all of that, the woman will drop $10,000 in a week and not think twice about it. Literally, in less than 7 days, she can blow through $10,000 on absolute junk. But either way, of course, she filled up her cart with paper plates, paper bowls, and she even got small paper bowls. So one size paper bowl is not enough for this absolute atrocity landfill using person that Alicia is, she had to get big bowls and small bowls, paper, of course, because we don't like to do dishes from our 12 kids in our house in the Dougherty home. The next thing is obviously her constant supply of sugary sodas. And I want to talk about this because I'm not a nutritionist, but I have heard from nutritionists and dietitians that Mountain Dew is one of the worst sodas that you can literally drink because of the insane amount of sugar in it. And that is the soda that I see her constantly buying. So if y'all have more knowledge on that than I do, which is most people, please sound off down below. Tell me about Mountain Dew. How do you feel about kids having Mountain Dew? Do you drink Mountain Dew? I do not. But it's the endless supply of sodas and junk food. I even noticed like she was putting yogurts in her fridge. Even the yogurts have to be candy and cookie themed. She can't even buy just normal fruit yogurts. She has to have Oreo and M&M yogurts.
And Papa are here, so they are helping put the inside stuff away. I'm gonna finish putting the outside stuff away. This is our outside storage food area. We have, well, this one's open right now, hold on. 4 fridge freezers out here in the garage. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep putting stuff away. The Oreo ones. I'll put that one. Where am I gonna put this? Okay.
Don't your kids get enough cookies? Can they literally just have like a peach yogurt? Is that not enough sugar for them? Because even peach yogurt has a lot of sugar, but you have to make sure that Oreos or M&Ms or some kind of cookie candy crumble is integrated into freaking yogurts of all things. It's bad enough that they're constantly getting Dunkin' Donuts, cookies, chips, Snackerty boards, all of this kind of stuff. Even the yogurt has to have M&Ms. I also noticed she had an absolutely insane amount of mac and cheese.
Kind of just reorganize. There we go.
And here's my thing. If you're prepping meals for your kids, why do you have to have 36 containers of mac and cheese in your garage? Her garage literally looks like a food bank, and I look at that and I get upset because I think of how much she fucked up the whole sandwich situation and this whole give back. And then I look at her own house where it's just filled with junk that is expiring, most likely moldy, constantly being thrown away. And it's all for content, and it's all such a waste. I think that it is absolutely embarrassing to flex that on the internet, and that's my opinion. The last thing I want to talk about in this video is the fact that a lot of people have sent me messages on Instagram. You know, y'all already know I talk to you guys a lot over there, and eggs are very expensive right now. And Alicia Dougherty has gone above and beyond to tell everybody how she can just fly through 30 eggs, no problem. I want to tell you guys something. I was in the grocery store the other day, and I was in the egg section, and I was standing there kind of like looking at all of these different prices for eggs, and the cheapest eggs that I could find were $6.89 for a dozen. And this woman was standing next to me, and she was doing kind of the same thing I was, like seeing what's the cheapest, what can we do here? And the woman ended up not buying any eggs. And I don't know if that's because she didn't find what she was looking for, because they were kind of picked through, but she ended up walking away. And I felt for her, and it wasn't really my place to chase her down and ask her questions or anything like that. But I think of people like that who, let's just say that she didn't buy the eggs because she couldn't afford them. And then you have someone like Alicia Dougherty literally sitting here just doing, literally wasting food for TikTok. Because let's be honest, these kids don't eat everything that she makes. They go through an insane amount of food waste. And again, as a reminder, food waste matters. It should matter to everybody. And it pisses me off because I hear from you guys, and I know that a lot of you are struggling in order to pay, feed your little ones right now and pay for groceries. I understand it. My heart is with you. I get it. And I understand why it's infuriating to see this woman just literally toss around food for the sake of a fucking TikTok. It actually is getting to the point that it's pissing me off. And do I think about it when I'm not filming? No. But when I'm running through her content here with you guys, it really upsets me because I know that so many people are hurting right now, and it is so incredibly tough for so many people. And I'm talking about single people. Don't even get me started on people who have little ones that they have to feed. So I think it's an atrocity that she sits there and allows her garage to basically be a 7-Eleven full of donuts, cookies, cupcakes, gummy snacks, and M&Ms for her kids. Literally constantly no nutrition. You want to sit there and say how they can become easily addicted to sugar, and all that they eat is fucking sugar. I think Alicia Dougherty is a complete fraud. I think that she is a fake savior, and I think that 2023 will continue to expose her for the fake savior that she is. And as more people catch on, my channel will be right here to keep the conversation going. And yeah, y'all can sound off down below. I know that if you leave feedback on her channel, you will either be ignored or deleted. So feel free to use my channel as a, vent. Like, be nice about it, but vent your frustrations, because I understand how if you're running up and down the grocery aisles budgeting and having to put things back because it's making you go over your budget, I understand why it's frustrating for someone like Alicia Dougherty to pop up on your For You page. It is frustrating. I see a lot of people in her comments on TikTok when she shares things like making food with 35 eggs or spending $1,500 at Wegmans. People in the comments saying, wow, that's my grocery budget for 2 months. And she just spends it in one trip, literally. And yeah, I know, like we established a long time ago, she has 12 kids. That is a lot of kids. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, you can also see how her shopping habits have changed as the money has increased, and she's not doing anything to raise awareness or be an advocate for people wanting to foster kids, because she exhibits a lifestyle that is completely unattainable. It's not educational. It's not advocacy work. I think that she is a disaster, and she just so happened to hit the right algorithm, but I do think that her success is going to be short term. But again, that's just a conspiracy. But either way, for tonight, I'm going to apply this Power Glow Peel Extra Strength 20% from M61. They sell this at Blue Mercury. You can buy it online. But I'm going to close the video out here. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.